A very good morning to you. How are you doing? I hope you are doing well. Thank you so much for tuning in to Kak in the Morning and staying this far. Indeed, it has been an interesting program till this far. When you see me, you know that this is the segment trending on the web, and we get to give you what has been trending from Monday till today. We have a look at that, and without further ado, let's dive right into it. We start off with a very sad story of baby David. Hashtag has been going on in social media, especially on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram as well, with the hashtag justice for baby David. If you've not heard about this, just a little background. Baby David, or baby David's mother, Maureen Njoki, left for Saudi Arabia and trusted her kid's former teacher, who also became a friend, because she kept sharing her problem and what she was going through, and thought, this is a friend whom I can entrust my kids to. And she left her two kids, went to Saudi Arabia for greener pastures, and she used to pay the friend, who is Phyllis, 13,000 Kenya shillings every month because she demanded for it. Now, Phyllis Njeri apparently tortured till murdered her last-born baby David and flee. Till now, she has not been found. Njoki has done several interviews crying for justice. That is Medha Kagoni and Lynn Ngugi as well on YouTube and many other social platforms. And right about now, let's just have a look at a few of the tweets with hashtag, justice for baby David. We look at Joyce_Smok, who said this baby was murdered in cold blood by Phyllis Njeri, who took care of him while his mother was in Saudi working to sustain the family. Watch the whole story on Lynn Ngugi's channel. As I told you, the mother Njoki has done several interviews. Let's look at the following tweet. Kanyiri06, who says, justice for baby David. As a father of two boys, I know the pain. I think the safest person to leave your kids with is your brother, sister, or parents. Vampire exists in this world, and the devil too calls the shot. DCI Kenya, we need justice for this poor soul. Such a very sad story right there. Josephine_Desmond says, this was so inhuman. How on earth could someone do such a despicable act? As a mother, it really pains the root core. Let justice prevail. And the last tweet that we have a look at today with hashtag justice for baby David is at Mercy, who says, this woman is wanted for killing a child. We've ensured that the tweets we've taken, the photos are there, so that in case you see her, kindly contact the police officers. And I think it's about time the DCA comments and tells us what is happening, because we are crying out hashtag justice for baby David. That aside, let's talk about what has been on the buzz. And you know what that is? If you don't know, you're going to find out very soon. Young, famous, and African. I mean, wow. Wow is what comes to my mind when I watch this. This is a reality TV show that has caused stars on the social media pages for many reasons. And I must say that it is indeed a refreshing production for the African audience. The producer says it is not scripted, so what we saw is real and raw. And I must say, they did well. The production, A1, the quality, A1, everything. For the first time, I can say that an African production was liked not only by the African audience, but the international audience as well. And if you haven't watched this, I won't give you spoilers. I'll just touch on the cast who are there. Of course, the cast consists of young African superstars. This includes South African actress and media personality Kanye Mbao, Nigerian actress and entrepreneur Annie Makoli Idiba, who has been on the wrong side of the social media pages. We're going to look at a few of the tweets. Celebrated South African DJ Quinton Masina, aka DJ Naked, South African and Zimbabwean rapper as well, Nadia Nakai, Nigerian super stylist Jeremiah Ogbodo Swanky Jerry, aka, and Tanzanians Nasib Abdul Diamond, and the baby mama who was also the former partner Zarina Hassan, aka Boss Lady. Just let's have a look at a few of the tweets on this show, Young, African, and Famous. What is wrong with me? Why am I watching Young, Famous, and African? I am also enjoying it. That is Hataima A. Indeed, I told you guys that this is a very nice production for the African audience. At JJJJ128 says, watching Annie in Young, Famous, and African is painful. She has been hurt. It is painful. God bless her. I won't touch a lot on Annie because in case you haven't watched it, I wouldn't want to give you any spoilers. At Buttoned the Brat says, Zari at her train event on Young, Famous, and African, and there are photos there which says, why is no one having a good time? I specifically requested it. If you watch the program, you know that the train scene caused a lot of drama. Anyway, Lydia Ambayo says, everyone on Young, Famous, and African is living the luxury lifestyle that I aspire to be. And I like this because for once it shows African and the luxury that is there. You know, for long we've only had and seen photos of kids who are hungry, kids who are dying, which is there, but we also have this good side, this good life, this luxury, and these good cars, and that is all we get in this episode. If you've not watched it, go have a look. Anyway, let's get to discuss. Our next is very good news for you who is a Safaricom user, especially if you use the M-Pesa services. Now, the National Treasury has said that it will soon make proposals to cut M-Pesa charges on the back of increased debate over the pricing of the service. Treasury Cabinet Secretary Ukur Yatani has said in a presentation before the Senate, without giving details, he just said that the ministry will soon propose or make proposals to address the issue of the high charges when you're doing an M-Pesa transaction. Earlier on, before we also saw the CBK Governor Patrick Njoroge earlier this month, there about date 15th, who said that, you know, the charges are exuberant and they're going to do something. They're going to listen to the concerns of the consumers. And for a very long time on Twitter, people have been going crazy about M-Pesa charges, asking them to be reduced. Nothing has been done so far. However, let's have a look at what people had to say when they heard that the Treasury is going to make a proposal to reduce the M-Pesa charges. At Andrew J. Franklin says M-Pesa charges must fall. Quite a celebration right there. Let's look at a tweet by alligator_, who says when they slash the M-Pesa transfer charges, Safaricom will come up with other ways of recovering the slashed amount, maybe by increasing call rates. Which also makes sense, because how else are they going to recover the slashed amount? You know, at Mukaya says some good news. Treasury has presented a proposal meant to bring down M-Pesa charges. Currently, M-Pesa holds 99.9% of all mobile money transactions in Kenya. Can you imagine that? And just the last tweet we're going to have a look at in matters M-Pesa charges. At Ephraim Njenga says it is reported that the Treasury is working on a proposal to lower M-Pesa transaction charges. This is a step in the right direction and something we have been urging for a very, very long time. And I must say that this is good news for us all, because M-Pesa charges are exuberant. You send little amount of money and you're wondering, is it really necessary? Also, when you withdraw, not only sending, but also even when you withdraw. So we are hoping that we'll get a communication soon from the Treasury, and that we'll all be rejoicing and hearing good news, and that Safaricom will not come up with other ways to recover the amount that they have lost. Lastly, let's look at the expressway. Again, we are talking about the expressway right here on trending on the web. Now, the 72 billion project is almost ready. This week, there were rumors on social media that it has been open to motorists for trial, something that the Kenya National Highway Authority KENHA came out and said, you know what, that's a lie. The expressway is not yet complete and we're advising people to keep off it. Apparently, you Kenyans are very funny. Apparently, at night, people have been driving their cars on the expressway with it being incomplete. Kwani, you are not scared? Kwani, you don't like your life or something? I mean, I don't understand you Kenyans with risk taking in all the wrong things. Anyway, Ken has warned against that and said, you know what, stay away from the expressway. Once it's ready, once it's complete, we'll be able to communicate that and it will be opened to the public. However, Transport CS James Macharia has announced that drivers who use the expressway will pay. This is between 310 Kenya shillings, between 310 to 100 and something thereabouts. Let's just have a look at that, because it is captured very well in some of the tweets that we are going to have a look. Kenyans have been talking about these expressway things because they're wondering, how on earth are we supposed to pay for a road that has been built for us? Anyway, at Business Watch 254 says the Nairobi Expressway has often been referred to as the road of the rich, and is actually for it runs from Westlands and ends at JKIA. And to stamp this message, a list of those who will not use the road has been released. Now, we don't know if this list is legit, but among the people who will not use the road are tuk-tuks, wheelbarrows, those who are walking on foot, using doodhies, handcarts, scooters, bicycles, and those who are using carts. So only if you are driving, only if you're in a car, you'll be able to use the expressway, and for that you will have to pay. At the Don Santo says that some characters in government think that we owe them some kind of gratitude for using our resources to deliver what we pay them. Sickening. And I must agree with that, because why should we be grateful if we are going to pay for the expressway for a very long time to come? At Ovingani says, just from a meeting in Westlands, Nairobi, seen the Nairobi Expressway coming up nicely, a good thing. However, the label at the toll station is incorrect. This is not Nairobi West. Let us please not change the semantics of the land. Nairobi West is close to Nyayo Stadium, and that has been trending for a while. People were saying that is not Nairobi West, that is Westlands. It will cause a lot of confusion. So that should be changed. Something that we are yet to hear because no one has commented on that yet. Last that we're going to have a look at Khadija Mahmed says, I can't wait for the Nairobi Expressway to be completed so I can tell my children how rough life was during the construction. That will be my version of we crossed rivers and climbed mountains barefoot, and sometimes it took us 2 days to get to the office. And it did. It has been a very tough and difficult time, even once we are witnessing the building of the expressway, from high prices, high cost of living, traffic. My gosh, let's not talk about Mombasa Road traffic, because people who live along Mombasa Road, special kind of people with special kind of patience. As we come to an end of this, I wouldn't end today's program without a hearty congratulations to Sauti Sol for launching Soul Kids. Soul Kids was launched by Sauti Sol, and they just want to create a world of inspiration designed just for kids. Content by Sauti Sol just for kids. How thoughtful that is, and something that is going to trend, definitely I believe will be on trending on the web next week, is that finally there's a contraception for men. Guys, oral pills taken. That is something I'm looking so forward to. We'll be asking you a question on our social media pages. We're looking forward to interact with you, getting to know, will you trust your man or husband that they're going to take the pills? And guys, are you ready and willing to accept this? Watch out for training on the web next week, because we are going to start with that very hot discussion right here. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Faith Kaolu. However, keep it tuned, because Kak in the Morning is still going on, and coming up is our guest artist of today. Here I am leaving you with a snippet of one of her songs.